Las Vegas, the city where legends are born and dreams are shattered. Inside the MGM Grand Arena, the atmosphere was electric. The crowd roared, cameras flashed, and two warriors prepared for battle. On one side stood Canelo Alvarez, Mexico's pride, chasing history, moving up in weight to challenge the bigger, stronger champion. Across the ring stood Sergey "Crusher" Kovalev, Russia's relentless WBO Light Heavyweight King, known for his power, precision, and the ability to end fights in a single punch. The stakes were enormous. Canelo was daring to be great, stepping into a division many believed was too dangerous for him. Kovalev, taller, longer, and naturally heavier, entered the fight as the betting favorite, his jab considered one of the best weapons in boxing. But Canelo carried with him the hopes of an entire nation, his focus locked on making history. The bell rang, and the war began. The opening rounds were tense, calculated, and cautious. Kovalev pumped his long jab, controlling distance, keeping Canelo at bay. But Canelo, patient as a predator, stalked his prey, slipping shots, measuring angles, and throwing counters with surgical precision. Each move was strategic, each feint designed to lure Kovalev into danger. The crowd sensed something special unfolding. The chess match had begun, but beneath the surface, you could feel the storm brewing. Canelo wasn't just here to compete, he was here to conquer. The Mexican superstar knew one thing: he couldn't out-jab Kovalev, he had to break him down. And so, as the first rounds closed, the seeds of destruction were planted. This wasn't just a fight. This was destiny colliding with power. By round 4, the tension had evolved into a brutal tactical war. Kovalev continued working behind his piston-like jab, racking up points and keeping Canelo on the outside. The Russian champion's game plan was clear: control the distance, frustrate Canelo, and wear him down. He kept touching, a constant rhythm designed to break Canelo's timing. But Canelo, he was patient. Each second in the ring, he collected data, studying Kovalev's footwork, testing reactions, searching for weaknesses. He knew the jab would come. He knew Kovalev would overcommit. And when that moment arrived, Canelo would strike. Suddenly, the Mexican star began inching forward, ripping brutal shots to the body, left hooks under the ribs, sharp counters over the top. Every time Canelo landed clean, the crowd erupted. Kovalev felt those punches. His poker face stayed strong, but his movement slowed just enough for Canelo to notice. This was no ordinary fight. It was a battle of wills, strategy, and mental strength. Kovalev's reach was his greatest weapon, but Canelo's head movement, speed, and timing made him dangerous every second. Like a hunter closing in, Canelo kept cutting the ring, forcing Kovalev into uncomfortable exchanges. The Mexican fans inside the arena grew louder, chanting, "Canelo, Canelo, Canelo." With each passing round, the energy shifted. Kovalev, though landing more punches, couldn't break Canelo's composure. And that's when you knew. This wasn't going to be a fight decided by jabs and scorecards. No, this was going to end violently. By the middle rounds, Kovalev's jab, once a dominant weapon, began to lose its sting. Canelo's relentless pressure forced Sergey to fight moving backward, something the Russian wasn't comfortable doing. The Crusher was now being stalked by a smaller man who refused to back down. Canelo began to find his rhythm. His head slipped side to side like water, avoiding Kovalev's straight punches, while his counters started to land clean. A sharp uppercut here, a vicious body hook there. The sound of Canelo's punches echoed across the arena, making the crowd roar louder with every connection. For the first time, Kovalev's confidence wavered. He was still in the fight, still jabbing, but his feet slowed, his guard dropped, and his eyes revealed a hint of concern. Canelo, on the other hand, was growing stronger. each round giving him more control, more belief, more danger. The body shots were breaking Kovalev down. You could see the effects. His legs stiffened, his breathing grew heavier, and his punches lacked the same snap they had early on. Canelo smelled blood in the water. But here's the beauty of this fight. Kovalev never stopped trying. Even as Canelo hunted him, the Russian champion stayed disciplined, staying behind his jab, hoping to outlast the storm. But round by round, you could feel it. Canelo wasn't just winning, he was setting a trap. He knew the opening would come. It wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. And the MGM Grand could sense it too. Something big was coming. Canelo raised his arms high, embraced by the deafening roar of the crowd. The chants of "Canelo, Canelo, Canelo" echoed through Las Vegas, marking the beginning of a new era. In boxing, some fights are won on scorecards. Others are won in blood, sweat, and heart. This one, it was won with one perfect punch. This was more than a victory. This was destiny fulfilled. The 11th round began, and the tension inside the MGM Grand reached its breaking point. Kovalev looked tired but dangerous, still firing his jab, still moving, still trying to keep Canelo away. But the Mexican superstar was locked in, his eyes laser-focused, his movements sharp, his breathing steady. For nearly 11 rounds, Canelo had been patient. He'd studied Kovalev's timing, lured him into false comfort, and waited for the perfect opening. Now, it was time. Canelo feinted to the body, drawing Kovalev's guard down for just a split second. And then it happened. Boom. A thunderous right hand smashed against Kovalev's jaw, followed instantly by a short, brutal left hook that landed flush. Kovalev's body froze for a moment, and then collapsed violently into the ropes. The arena exploded. Fans screamed, commentators shouted, and the roar was deafening. Kovalev, once the feared crusher, lay motionless, his title slipping away in an instant. The referee didn't need a count. He waved it off. Canelo dropped to his knees, overwhelmed by emotion. History had just been written. Against the odds, the smaller man, the underdog, had climbed into a division ruled by giants and destroyed one of its kings. Canelo Alvarez was now the WBO Light Heavyweight Champion of the world. As the celebration erupted, one thing became clear. This wasn't just another win. This was a defining moment, the night Canelo Alvarez became a 4-division world champion. For years, critics questioned whether he belonged among boxing's elites. On this night, under the brightest lights, he silenced them all. Against a bigger, stronger, more experienced champion, Canelo didn't just survive, he conquered. The knockout was more than a punch. It was a statement, a message to the boxing world that Canelo Alvarez was no longer just a superstar. He was a legend in the making. His victory over Sergey Kovalev wasn't just about winning a title. It was about challenging history and rewriting it. For Kovalev, defeat was bitter, but his courage was undeniable. He stood tall, fought bravely, and gave the fans a roar they'll never forget. But on this night, there was only one king. Canelo raised his arms high, embraced by the deafening roar of the crowd. The chants of "Canelo, Canelo, Canelo" echoed through Las Vegas, marking the beginning of a new era. In boxing, some fights are won on scorecards. Others are won in blood, sweat, and heart. This one, it was won with one perfect punch. This was more than a victory. This was destiny fulfilled.